everyone, so I hope you're all doing well. Good morning, welcome back to another video. I mean, it's morning currently as I'm speaking, so that's why I'm saying good morning. It could be good afternoon whilst you're watching this, but anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Today I thought I would finally get around to filming my what I eat in a day video. I feel like I've had so many requests for this and always said that I'm going to do it, never get around to doing it. Do you know what it is? I eat pretty similar. I don't really mix up what I eat, to be completely honest. I feel like during lockdown I've been baking a lot more and trying out new recipes in that department, but when it comes to my day-to-day food, I pretty much just eat the same sort of thing, so I never feel like anyone's going to be interested to see what I eat in a day. But anyway, I thought I would do and share it with you today, just so you can sort of grasp and get a feel for what I eat. I would say when it comes to food, I am very much someone that just believes in everything in moderation. I'm just a moderation sort of gal, no diets, just conscious of what I eat and try to eat as healthy as possible, but also in the same breath, if I fancy something, I'm gonna have it, because I feel like when you start restricting yourself and, you know, you don't grab the cookie, then that's when you start to binge eat and just have those. Does anybody do that? Like, if you've tried to have like 4 days of, like, let's say not having sugar, I feel like by the time you get to the weekend, you're just on the edge of your seat like, oh my god, I need sugar, and then you'll just eat everything in excess. So yeah, for me it doesn't work like that. If I want to eat chocolate, I'll eat chocolate. If I want to have pizza, I'll have pizza. If I want a takeaway, I'll have takeaway. But then if I ever do that, I'll just sort of make other healthier choices that day, or like my next meal would be a lot more healthier. I also try to work out 2 to 3 times a week as well, just so I can have any additional naughties. I know it's not supposed to be like that, is it? You're supposed to work out just to like maintain and, you know, get this amazing figure, but I just see working out as well as, well, if I worked out I can have like an extra treat. So yeah, that is my take on food and how I eat. I don't have no diet, I don't calorie count or anything like that. I used to when I was a lot younger, but I feel like you can get into such a bad routine calorie counting. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you are sort of like tracking your macros and calories in a good way where you're not getting obsessive with it, then that's great if you can do that. But I think sometimes it can get borderline obsessive and then just too much, and it doesn't need to be like that. You can't be hard on yourself if you've gone 100 calories over what you're supposed to have in a day, you know. So for me personally, I prefer just to have no restrictions, and like I said, everything in moderation. Whilst we're also on the topic of eating and stuff as well, I mean, I know this isn't supposed to be a full length chat and ramble about healthy eating and my approach to diet and body image and everything like that, but just thought I'd explain a few things, because I feel like as I've grown up and, you know, I am in my late 20s now, I feel like I've learned a lot about my approach to food, also about my body. When I was growing up in my early 20s, I was so fixated on having a body like Michelle Keegan, like you wouldn't even believe. I used to print inspo pictures off of her, have them as my screensaver. When I would go to the gym, I'd like look at a picture of her and be like, yeah, that's what I'm working towards, and that is really unhealthy. It's not until my later years that I realized that it's just not good to aspire to be like anybody else's body. It's good to look at people and get motivated, of course, but I think one thing I really want to stress to people is that you have to understand that everybody has a different body, everybody has a different body shape, and you are never going to be able to look at someone's body and have their exact body, because you are just not built like them. Like, we're all different, and that's something that I just really wanted to highlight, because I feel like people can get into such unhealthy habits of aspiring to be a certain celebrity, a certain influencer, and aspire to have their body, but no matter how much they eat healthy, they work out, they're just not going to get their body. So one thing I did sort of just want to stress and emphasize in this video, I mean, I don't really know why I'm going off on this, but I just want you guys to know that try and learn to love what you have and accept your body for what it is. Like, for example, I've got quite big hips, like my hips just go out, so I'm never going to be a straight down skinny gal. Like, I'm always going to have curves here and hips here, and that's just something that I've accepted and loved and I recognize about my body. Just like, for example, as well, I always tend to have a little more curves on my thighs and they're a little bit more meatier than, you know, some of my friends or whatever, but that's just where I store fat, I guess, and that's just my body. Anyway, I feel like I've gone a little bit off track here, but I feel like the point I was trying to say with all of this is that when I was younger, I used to go on all these fad diets. I used to go to the co-op, so I used to start my shift at 6, and then my 10 o'clock break, I used to sit and eat chicken. I remember seeing that Michelle Keegan had a, is it paleo? I don't even know how you say that word, but it's like the chicken diet where you have meat and you cut out carbs, and I've been there, done that, and I used to try all of them different fad diets, and I used to try all these crazy workouts and things, but then I'd never get a body like her, even though I was absolutely killing myself about it. My point is you are only going to get the body that your body can get you, if that makes sense. Like, you know, if you've got big hips, you're never going to get rid of them. You know, if you store weight in one particular area, you might be able to slim and tone it down, but it's always going to carry there. Does that make sense? So whatever you do, just don't get yourself into unhealthy habits trying to aspire to be a certain body or a certain celebrity, because you're you, and you just have to learn that some people are naturally a size 6, some people are naturally a size 4, some people are naturally a size 10 or a size 12, and no matter how much they work out and be healthy and exercise, that's just their body shape. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up and actually get to the kitchen now and make my breakfast. For breakfast, I have the same day in, day out. My breakfast honestly hasn't changed for like the past 3 years. It is one thing that will always stay consistent. I mean, now and again I might fancy a bowl of cereal, and if I do have cereal, it's Weetabix. I have like the protein Weetabix, so yeah, I do have that in my cupboard just for those days where I'm really not feeling a shake. But to be honest with you, every day that I get up, I do always fancy a shake. It's cold, it's refreshing, it fills me up just enough until like my next meal. I enjoy it, it tastes so amazing, and I just can't stomach anything heavy in the morning for breakfast. For me, having like 2 rounds of toast and eggs and stuff, I just don't fancy it at that time in the morning. And I guess everyone's different in that department. Some people love big breakfast and filling themselves up, which is great because breakfast is such an important meal. Some people just are not really into breakfast and are not that hungry as soon as they wake up, but it's still important to eat. Like, don't skip breakfast, because you do need something to like start your body up and give you energy. Honestly, for years I used to skip breakfast and never have anything, and then by the time it gets to lunchtime, I'd be starving and probably overeat, or I just feel so weak in the morning. And I remember sitting at my desk and just thinking, oh, I've got no motivation, I'm tired, I'm sluggish. So even if you aren't a breakfast sort of person, just have something, even if it's just picking up like a banana and an apple, like some fruit, or having a shake like I do, because it does really help like kickstart your body, make you feel so much more awake, and it also sees you through until lunchtime and means you're not going to be snacking excessively in the morning, you're picking up a chocolate bar on the way to work or anything like that. So definitely really recommend having breakfast, and a shake is a good option. So let's go make it. Okay, so we're finally in the kitchen. So first things first I like to do in the morning is make myself a drink. So this morning I actually fancy an iced latte. I have been really into my coffee just lately. There was a period of about 6-7 months where I just didn't even use the coffee machine, to be honest with you guys. I don't even know what happened, because even in the winter I would normally just like a warm coffee or something. But I really went off coffee for a while, and it hasn't been until lately where the weather's been a lot nicer, and you know when you just fancy a really nice cold coffee. So I've been back on the iced lattes, and I need to share these coffee capsules with you. So as you guys know, I have the Nespresso machine. I think it's called the Barista machine. I will leave full details in the description bar, because I always get so many questions about this. It's like the Rolls Royce of coffee machines. It's one of the best ones that Nespresso do, or so I've been told. When I went into John Lewis store and was, you know, looking at all the different coffee machines, this one caught my eye merely because it was silver and went with my sort of interior and whatever. But the guy did say this was one of the best coffee machines that Nespresso do. A little bit on the pricier side, but if you like coffee, and I mean you have it every day, then it's obviously going to be worth it. And then you get Nespresso capsules for them. You can also buy supermarket ones, but I found them not to be that great. These though, the Starbucks ones, I mean I don't know how new these are, but I just saw a lot of people using these for their machine on Instagram, so I thought, oh, I'm going to try them. So yeah, they were only about £22, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get 10 in a pack, so you get 80 capsules for £22, which I think is really good value. I think like with Nespresso, you can end up paying about 30, 35, so it's about £10 cheaper. My favourite one, I would say my favourites at the moment from this pack that I've tried, the Starbucks Blonde Espresso Roast. This is so good, and they also do like a house one, which is a little bit stronger, and I like that as well. To be fair, they're all really nice, but they're probably my favourite. So yeah, I'm gonna make an iced latte to begin with. Like I said, I would normally have a cup of tea. Mum's just doing herself a Yorkshire tea. If I have a cup of tea, it has to be Yorkshire. Let's not even talk anymore about tea, because it's just an offence to me if anyone pulls out the Tetleys when I go around. So yeah, first things first, gonna do my coffee. Also, just forgot to show you the milk I have. So I always have Oatly barista for coffee, just because, well, to be fair, I don't know why I say I have the barista one for cold coffee, because I don't actually foam it up or anything. But if you like a warm coffee, and obviously you like oat milk and you want it to go really frothy, this is good for frothy coffee. Yeah, I'm just gonna pop some of that in. I think that's enough. I can't actually see what I'm doing here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna pop a capsule in. Okay, and then I put a few ice cubes in. Look at my mum being all cute and putting the ice cubes in a little bag. You're so cute, Mum. Yes. Mum does not like the camera, so yeah, if you ever see her like ducking or hiding in the background, that is why. Right, there's the coffee. Okay, so first meal of the day, breakfast. This is my shake ingredient. So I have the Herbalife healthy meal in banana cream. They do these in a variety of different flavors. This just personally for me is my absolute go-to. I feel like you always find your go-to flavor. I do also have the summer berries. I think it's summer berries or summer fruits. They did change the name. It's like a summer berries one. I used to have that a lot, but then yeah, I don't know, I found this one and prefer it. They do a mint choc one as well, which is really nice. They do chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. There's so many different flavors. So I have 2 scoops of that and then 1 scoop of the vanilla protein drink mix just to up my protein. Because normally, to be honest with you, I would go for like a run first thing and then have this after. But this morning clearly I didn't go for a run, so anyway. And then I also put half a banana in. And I also just add a small handful of some summer fruits in. So I think in here there's like blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, just a small handful of that. Put it all in, and honestly it tastes delicious. The key to these shakes tasting so good, by the way, is you need ice. So that's why I put these frozen fruit in. So if I didn't put the frozen fruit in and I just did banana, I just put a big handful of ice because I like them to be ice cold. Oh, also one other thing I didn't tell you guys is I have water with mine. So you can have it with milk, or like soya milk, coconut milk, almond milk, whatever milk you want. I always just have mine with water though because it tastes really nice, and obviously it's like less sugar and calories. So yeah, that's why I then get away with putting in more fruit, because I have it with water, I guess. Okay, so first of all the banana. Like I said, I have 2 of those, and then the 1 scoop of vanilla protein. Put that in, and then banana. There we go, that's the banana. And then, like I said, just a little handful. I say a little handful, I've gone back in, but there wasn't many there. That's fine. Sometimes I just try and pick out the things I like as well. I feel like what's left in here at the moment is not my favourite things. And just simply blend it. Shake is all done. I'm gonna do a live taste test. Oh, so good. Sorry if you can hear anything in the background, it's because my mum, well, I've just had a parcel and my mum was my sort of parcel opener for me. So mum's opening. We'll see what I've actually got. Oh, we've got lanterns. Let me quickly show you this, guys. Cute, how nice are those? Got them on Amazon. I think they were about £45 for 2, which I didn't think personally was a bad price because this one's quite a big one, and then you've got a little one to go with it, and it also comes with the little LED candles inside. You need a battery to pop in them, so I'll do that. But yeah, they're gonna look so nice outside. I'll leave a link in the description bar just in case you want to check them out. Just drinking my shake. This goes down so quickly. I drink it so fast. And then I've got my latte. I mean, I've got ready first thing this morning just because I was filming this video. But normally I'd go for a run, drink this straight after, and then I'd take my iced latte with me just to do my makeup and get ready for the day. We're doing it in a bit of a different order today. But yeah, anyway, that is meal 1. I feel like it's just a liquid breakfast. Well, it is a liquid breakfast, but I feel like in the morning you're either a breakfast eater or you're not, and I just couldn't stomach a big plate full of food right now. I'm gonna put the camera down. I actually need to go and tidy up my beauty room. Okay, we're back in the kitchen. Don't really know what is going on with my hair today. I don't know if I like this hairstyle or not. I'm trying to do something different just because I feel like I wear half up, half down every single day of the week, and I don't know, I now feel like I'm from the 60s or something. Is it the 60s? Anyway, gonna make my lunch with you now because I'm so hungry. So it's around about 1:30, 2 o'clock, I think. Maybe. So to be completely honest, my lunch is a bit similar to my breakfast. I have pretty much the same thing all the time. I do try and rotate it just because sometimes you get bored, don't you, of having the same lunch every day. But my absolute go-to lunch is corn, sweet and smoky pieces in a wrap, bit of salad, bit of light mayo. I think it's Lighter by Light that I have for the mayo. And then I also have like a light sweet chili sauce. I will show you them both. That's my lunch. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That fills me up. I mean, I don't know the calories, the macros or whatever, but really filling. I have 3 of the corn pieces in it. I reckon it must be around about 400 calories. It can't be anything more than that. But like I said, I'm not really into tracking calories, macros and everything like that. I just know it's not too bad, you know, and it fills me up, which is the main thing. So yeah, gonna have that today. If I don't have that for lunch, then another typical lunch for me would be, you know, if I've got salad stuff in, I might make myself like a big chicken salad. I like to have a filling salad though, so if I'm doing a chicken salad, it will be chicken with salad, with peppers, with sweet corn, maybe a bit of couscous. I just like a filling salad, you know, because sometimes I find with salads, I'll have it and then an hour later I'm just starving. So yeah, I always like to put either some couscous with it or maybe a bit of bread, I don't know. Let me just prop you up there. I mean, God, that is not the best lighting at all. Let me get my chicken pieces through my freezer over here, because as you guys know, I bought an extra freezer when this whole pandemic thing, well, before the whole pandemic here kicked off. Right, so these go in for 13 minutes. I believe it's 180 degrees. Oh, I'll show you the packet because that'll probably make more sense. But they are these sweet smoky strips, high in protein, low in saturated fat. So I presume these are reasonably good. So if that's 171 calories, I then also have my wrap, which, how many's in a wrap? I wouldn't even be able to tell you. Oh, 121. I'm gonna sneeze, 1 second. Better wash my hands now. 121 in a wrap. So 121 plus 171 is 292, is it? Oh, so it's only like 300 calories. So it's only like 300 calories. Oh, it's probably not enough actually. But it's all good because I've got protein cookies to have, which I'm going to show you in a second. So I'm going to have one of those as well. I'm going to make a cup of tea because I really fancy a cup of tea now. Like I said, normally I have a tea in the morning, but just lately I've been having coffee. So I feel like by the time it gets to midday, I'm craving my cup of tea. Oh, that's better lighting. Do you know what? I just want to mention, lighting is everything. You can look like a complete different person in one light, and then the next, like, you look and you just look like an ogre or something. It's horrible. Like, I hate lighting. Like, lighting is the bane of my life. When I come to edit sometimes, I'm like, oh my God, you look absolutely awful. Like, that doesn't even look like you. But it can all just be to do with your lighting. So yeah, that's better lighting. Anyway, back to ogre lighting. I'm just gonna pop these in the oven. I've set the timer and everything and I'm not even put them in. So they're gonna go in. And yeah, like I said, I will just normally have that on. Wholemeal tortilla. These are from Asda. Bit of salad inside. Ketchup, not ketchup. Sweet chili mayo. I guess that puts the calories up. It must be about 340, 350 in total. So yeah, that is probably low calorie for lunch. But sometimes, like, if I'm still hungry after, I'll have like a yogurt or a bit of fruit. If I've made any like healthy cakes or cookies, like, I'll have that. Anyway, I'm gonna come back once my lunch is cooked. Okay, so I've just put my wrap in the microwave for 30 seconds. These are chicken pieces, well, fake chicken. Honestly though, these taste exactly like just breaded chicken. I can't even tell you how good they are. So just put in a little bit of salad. And then for the sauces, lighter than light mayo. This is so low on calories. And then light sweet chili sauce. So I just put a little bit of this on, and it just adds to the taste. Well, I'll say a little bit. I probably have too much. Don't you just hate these squeezy bottles, guys? It's so hard to, especially the mayo one. Okay, and then that's it all wrapped up, and then there is my lunch. And then I'll also have a glass of water as well. Try and drink as much water as I can, so I'll always have a glass with my lunch. Okay guys, currently got you propped up on the mayo. So good. If you haven't ever tried the corn smoky pieces, you need to. I get mine from Asda, just to let you know, because I can't ever find them in anywhere like Morrison, so I don't know if they're in selective stores. But anyway, I'm gonna crack on eating this. I don't really like eating on camera. So yeah. Okay, so that is lunch all done, and now I'm gonna treat myself to one of these protein cookies. By the way, this is from Amazon. I always get so many questions every time I feature this in a video. But yeah, made these last night. So I found a recipe actually online. So if I can remember where it is, does anybody else do that? They find recipes and then when they go to try and find the recipe, they can't find it. I think it's still on my browser, so I'll pop the recipe in the description bar. But yeah, I made some protein cookies last night. Now I'm not gonna preach like these are massively healthy because clearly they still have sugar in, but they have a lot less sugar in and they have protein powder in, so they're high in protein. And yeah, I didn't put an awful lot of chocolate in either. They're made with oats. They are so good. They're probably the best lower calorie, healthier cookie that I've made. So yeah, I'm gonna grab one of these. So these are what they look like. I just merely pressed a couple of bits of chocolate on the top, just to make them look a little bit more presentable because obviously all the chocolate was inside. But yeah, they look so delicious. They taste just as good. Which one am I gonna have? I'll have a broken one, hey? Oh my God, I could eat all of them right now. And I'm gonna make a cup of tea and then I'm gonna crack on with some filming. Anyway, in between mouthfuls, if I've got any food in my teeth, then please excuse. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea and go and crack on with some filming now. So I'll be back for dinner. Tonight I actually know what I'm having for dinner already because I've got a fish pie mix that needs using up in the fridge. So I'm gonna make a healthier fish pie. I absolutely love fish pie. I feel like for the longest time I didn't have it, like for a few years. And then a couple of years ago, I went to Bill's and I didn't know what to order on the menu. And my friend was like, you need to get Bill's fish pie. It's the best thing ever. And it just sort of reintroduced me to fish pie, and then ever since I've been hooked with it. By the way, has anybody had Bill's fish pie? Like, it is so good. If you don't know what I'm on about, by the way, when I say Bill's, it is a restaurant. But yeah, they do the most insane fish pie. I always have it with a side of tender stem broccoli, and I think it's munch too. Oh my God, it's so good. So yeah, I'm making a healthier version of fish pie tonight, so it's not gonna have like all the cheese and creamy sauce. It is gonna be a healthier option, but I made this a few weeks ago, well actually a few months ago now, and it was so delicious. It was still so tasty, so it just goes to show that even healthier versions can still taste so nice. So yeah, we're gonna make that. So I'll probably see you then. I might just put the camera on and have a little chat with you or show you something that I'm doing. But yeah, if not, I'll see you at dinner. Okay, so I'm just about to film, but I just thought I'd quickly come on camera before I do my filming because I have a little bit of a confession to make. Obviously, this is what I eat in a day, and yeah, basically I had another cookie. So I had one with my wrap, but then as I was making my cup of tea, I had that taste in my mouth of the cookie still. And oh my goodness, they're just so good that when you have one, you want another one. And I just thought, do you know what, I'm just gonna have another one. So yeah, I had 2 cookies in the end. Look, this is a what I eat in a day, and I want it to be as realistic and real as possible. I feel like sometimes when I watch people's, I'm like, how do you eat that? Like, where's the treats? Or like, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to just do a what I eat in a day and just like try and make it really healthy and just portray that that's how I am, because every day is different for me. Some days I could eat so clean because I just genuinely don't fancy any cookies or I've not baked any or anything. But then other days I could be having 10 slices of caramel shortbread, and that is just life. Anyway guys, I am going to go and do some filming now. I might even go for a run too, and then I will check back in with you when we make dinner. Okay, checking back in with you guys because it is now dinner time. Mum is eagerly awaiting her dinner. She keeps saying, when is this dinner going to be ready? I'm starving. So tonight, I think I mentioned earlier, but I'm making fish pie tonight because I had some fish pie kit thing that's going out of date, so I need to use that up tonight. So I'm going to be using the kit. Let me show you actually. I'm going to bring you over here because it may be a little bit easier. I've lined all the ingredients out. We're making this from scratch. Okay, so here are all the ingredients lined out. I do try and make as much of my meals as possible from scratch. Obviously, it doesn't always work out like that. You know, if I've had a busier day or just can't be bothered, we all get like that, it's normal. But where I can, I do like to try and just make things because 1, they're more tastier, and 2, they're obviously better. So, fish pie mix, this is from Asda. So you get cod, smoked Alaska pollock and salmon. And then I've also got some king prawns, just got these out of the freezer. So that's gonna be what I'm using for my fish pie. And then to make the sauce, you just need some spring onions. I'm so sorry that these look so measly. I don't actually have any spring onions. You could just use a normal onion actually, but I think this will be enough, hopefully. So yeah, spring onions. I normally use dill as well, but I haven't got any of that, so we're leaving that out today. Peas, gonna go in the fish pie. And then to make the sauce, it's quite simply corn flour and milk. So I'm using semi-skimmed. I mean, to make it even healthier, you could use the red milk. And then for the topping, mine isn't going to be as healthy as I'd normally do it. Normally I'd do like a sweet potato or root vegetable topping. But yeah, as I don't have any sweet potato or like root vegetables, I'm just going to be using a white potato topping today. But like I said, make it healthier, sweet potatoes, or just, oh god, just dropped the potato on the floor. Sweet potatoes, or what do you use for root mash, Mum? Like, do you know, like a vegetable mash that you can buy? Because you know them ones you buy from the supermarket, what's in that?
Carrots.
Like carrots, swede. Carrots, swede, there we go. So yeah, you could do that. So they're all my ingredients. I'm also serving it with some tender stem broccoli, my favourite type of broccoli. Does anybody else agree with me on this? This tastes so much nicer than just the normal broccoli. So yeah, you have to keep bending down. Let's get on with the cooking.
Okay, so first things first, you are just going to want to take your potatoes or sweet potatoes, whatever you're using for the topping of the fish pie, and just simply peel them and put them on boil. You want to make sure they're boiling whilst you make the fish pie mix. So then once the fish pie mix is done, you've got those ready to mash and pop on top. So I'm going to leave the full list and breakdown of ingredients in the description box. Like I said, this is a recipe from Tesco, but all you're simply going to do now is pop your milk, spring onions and a few bay leaves into a pan, saucepan, whatever you want to use. I'm just using like a frying pan. To be fair, I need some like bigger saucepans, but yeah, this will do absolutely fine. And then whilst that's sort of simmering, you're then going to make your corn flour sort of like milk mix, if that makes sense. So I've just done 3 tablespoons of corn flour, 3 tablespoons of milk, mix that together, and then you're just going to pop that into your milk and spring onions and bay leaves. And obviously that's just going to act as like your thickening agent to thicken up the sauce. So as you can see, it's a lot thicker now. And then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of mustard. I think on the recipe it says 1, but I like a little bit more. So yeah, that's Dijon mustard. And then you're going to add your peas. And then after that, you're going to take your fish pie mix, prawns, which is additional, you don't have to put them in, but I like those in mine, and then just mix it all together. Then you're just going to take some containers. I'm just taking these little fish pie ceramic dishes. They're just like really convenient. Popping it in and then doing the mash. With my mash, just put a little bit of Clover Light. You can use butter if you want to use butter, but yeah, I just use the Clover Light. It tastes just the same, to be honest with you. Bit of salt and pepper, and then pop that on top. And then what I like to do as well is just put a little bit of grated lighter cheese, and I also just use the back of my fork just to make like a little, I don't know, like a little design in the top.
Please excuse all of the mess. I'm a bit of a messy cook, but I'm going to tidy up in a second. Here are our fish pies. I know they're not quite big, but I mean, this is how it would get served in bills. And this recipe actually does make 4. And I think the calories are about 364 calories per portion. Bearing in mind I've made 3, so probably would be like 450, I'd say. We're only making 3 portions. I didn't actually make enough mash for the 3rd portion, which I'm going to freeze. So I'm going to make some mash in a minute and pop that on top. I completely forgot when doing the mash. But yeah, obviously all we're having this with is just some broccoli. So yeah, not a bad healthy evening meal. A nice sort of tasty fish pie, bit of comfort food. But like I said, just made a little bit healthier because I've used low fat cheese as well. I mean, I have gone a little bit sparingly with the cheese just because I love cheese. Cheese is life. But right, I'm going to pop them in the oven now. They're going to go in for 30 minutes and then I'll serve with my tender stem broccoli. So this is the finished meal, guys. Fish pie, healthy version. I'll leave the recipe in the description bar for you guys. It was actually a Tesco one, but it's really nice. I find their recipes are often quite good. And then tender stem broccoli, I've just put very small amount of this light clover on it as well, just because it gives it a little bit more taste. You could put seeds of it as well, like sunflower seeds, and I think the Bill's one's mixed seeds, so yeah, that could be a suggestion. But right, I'm going to enjoy. Mum is having hers. She's currently FaceTiming my dad. Say hi, Dad.
Hello.
Okay, so just thought I picked the camera back up. It is 17 minutes past 10. So I admittedly don't normally go bed until about just lately it's been about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I feel like there's a few reasons for that, right? So one, because my mum is here and she doesn't go to bed till like super late, like 12:30, 1. I don't know why. So that's just sort of thrown my whole routine and nighttime routine out. Also, I've just been really struggling to sleep actually, if I'm completely honest. I feel like I've been, actually I'm just gonna put you there on my kettle. But I feel like during this lockdown, I don't know what is wrong with my sleeping pattern and just, yeah, sleeping in general, but I've just been really struggling to go bed at a reasonable time. So yeah, it's like a couple of things. I think when you are living with someone that doesn't go and get a bath until like 11 o'clock and they don't wind down till late, it sort of rubs off on you. And also in the same breath, I don't know, I've just not been feeling tired until later. Yeah, I don't really know what I was getting at with telling you that, but yeah, anyway, it is 18 minutes past 10. I didn't have dinner until 9 o'clock, which is so late. Normally I have dinner at like 6:30, around 6, 6:30. It's anywhere between 6 and 7 normally. But yeah, this evening I just got carried away with work and then looked at the time and it was like 7:30 and mum was like, are we having dinner? And then something popped up on Instagram and I ended up replying, doing that. And then before you know it, we didn't have dinner until 9 because it took about 15-20 minutes to prepare, 30 minutes in the oven, so it was a bit of a lengthy dinner to make. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I just thought I'd tune back in because I'm gonna make myself a drink. I really fancy a decaf cold coffee, or do I fancy a cup of tea? Like I said, I can appreciate it's late, but I don't know, like I said, I am just someone that if I fancy something, I fancy something. I know a lot of people try and like start eating and drinking and stuff past 7 o'clock, but I'm just not that person, to be completely honest. So yeah, I'm gonna have another cookie actually. This will be my third today and I'm not even mad about that. I think it's so hard, does anybody relate? It's so hard when you've cooked something, even if it's healthier, it's so hard to have it on that cake stand looking at you and like not eating. So yeah, I'm gonna have a cookie. I normally always have a dessert anyway. I would normally have like the Alpro chocolate. Actually, do I have one of them or a cookie? Or do I just have both? I think I'm gonna have a cookie first, and then if I fancy the yogurt after, I'll have the yogurt. But yeah, normally I have like an Alpro chocolate yogurt, or sometimes I'll show you. I absolutely love these ones and they're so filling as well. So do you know sometimes when you have those dinners that just don't really, I don't know, like they fill you up but not for that long, and then like an hour later you're really hungry, I'll have this. But yeah, these are so tasty. They're expensive, they're not the cheapest, but I just love them, so I get them anyway. So yeah, they are my two go-to desserts, the Alpro chocolate yogurt, so or that is it Phage? Is that the brand? The Greek yogurt one with the little raspberry dip. Oh my god, it's so good. But like I said, I feel like lately, because of lockdown, I've been baking an awful lot. I wouldn't normally bake like this in the week, to be completely honest with you. I feel like as well, because we're not going out, like I'm just wanting to bake myself treats just to, I don't know, it's like my enjoyment because I'm not going out. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna do what is going on with my hair. I'm gonna grab myself a cookie. I'm still debating whether to have a coffee or a tea. By the way, I have decaf, obviously past like 6 o'clock. I mean, I know I don't go to bed too late anyway, but I mean, I don't want to make myself even more awake, else I definitely won't be sleeping. I'm gonna try and aim to get in bed and go sleep for like late as 12 tonight, and that's early for me. Because I want to get up at about 7:30 tomorrow and go for a run, because I didn't make it for a run, didn't even do any exercise today, which, you know, like I said, I'm not overly strict myself. As long as I get in 2 to 3 runs a week and maybe 1 or 2 sessions of like workouts, whether that's abs or legs, then I'm pleased with myself. I don't like to put too much pressure on myself. If I feel like exercising, I'll exercise. If I don't, I'm not going to be too hard on myself. But in the same breath, sometimes it is good to push yourself, because I always feel like, lose my voice here, you never regret a workout. Like that feeling after you've done a run or you've done a workout, like there's no better feeling. You feel so much better for it. Let me shut up because I'm just chewing your ear off. So anyway, that is me finished for the day. I'm not going to eat or drink after this now. Like I said, I know this is so late. Normally I would have my coffee, tea, or sort of like a little dessert snack probably around about 8:30 and then sort of stop for the night, but obviously it is a lot later tonight just because it is. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off now. Does anybody else ever just get these cold coffee cravings at night time? I don't know what it is, I just can't get enough of them. I think that's the difference with me. I'm not really a snacker. So if you notice with you know, my day to day and what I've had to eat, I quite simply just have breakfast, lunch and dinner. I don't really snack in between. I know some people would be like, oh my God, like how have you done that? Like I'd be so hungry, but I don't know. I guess you just get used to what you eat, and I rarely find myself hungry in between meals. So yeah, it's very rare for me to need a snack in between. Don't get me wrong, I do have like carrots and hummus and things on standby just in case, because I feel like especially when it's like time of the month, that's when I need to eat more. Oh my goodness, time of the month I'll probably have like 2 snacks in between meals. I'll have like carrots and hummus and probably a pear, but other than that I don't normally snack. I'm more like a tea and coffee drinker in between meals, so all I really want is not a snack, it's just a tea or coffee. Sometimes I might have the occasional biscuit, but even that, I feel like I've knocked on the head lately. Sometimes I think it's routine of what you get into. So I used to routinely have a cup of tea and a Maryland biscuit every morning. And I say a Maryland biscuit, probably end up being 3 on the pack. But I sort of knocked that on the head a while ago because I was like, no, I need to stop this biscuit habit. As much as I love a biscuit with a cup of tea, and you know, I think have a biscuit with a cup of tea, for me, having it first thing in the morning was just getting a bit of a like unhealthy. I just didn't want that in my routine, that's what I'm trying to say. So I knocked it on the head and now I don't miss it. Now I'm like, oh, couldn't think of anything worse than having a biscuit with my cup of tea in the morning. Saturday mornings, don't get me wrong, it's a different story. Like, I will have a biscuit with my tea. But yeah, that's all there is to it. Right, now I've got that. I don't even really fancy this, but I'm gonna eat it anyway because, you know, they need eating up. Right, I'm gonna go because I feel like I'm just absolutely chatting a load of rubbish now. Anyway, that is my what I eat in a day. If you want to see like a weekend version of this, then let me know, because obviously that is very different to a weekday. But yeah, hope you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, like, subscribe. Okay, that's the same as thumbs up. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.